For what purpose is the junior senator from Virginia Beach, Senator Kiggans, rise?
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to rise to speak to the bill.
Senator, it's the floor.
Thank you. So I just want to echo the sentiment of the senator from Fauquier about our voting process and how sacred that is to us here. I know when I was in the military and just the work that we go through the vote when we're not present, I think we take it for granted a lot of times, how the ease of voting here when we're home and we really, the effort that's put in when we're overseas and just not allowed to walk into a voting booth, it's something that we should hold, with great value, and it's certainly a fundamental part of what makes our country great. So my biggest concern is just voter confidence. We had at the June primary this past year an issue in Virginia Beach where there was a malfunction of our system. The poll workers showed up, they opened the computers, and they could not get people to vote. We couldn't get the ballots to enter into the machine. People were turned away at the polls. Most of us voted provisionally. I was not able to vote. I had to vote provisionally. When you vote provisionally, you have to write it in hand, and then you fill out the back of an envelope that's your name, your address, social security number. Oh, I knew that I had voted provisionally at my ballot place or my polling place, and I thought that it was just us. It turned out to be most of the city of Virginia Beach, which, as we know, is very large. We heard that morning from literally hundreds of people who were voting, who it became a large conspiracy theory all of a sudden because it was only a Republican primary. So a lot of people were very concerned. They were turned away at polls. They voted provisionally, but some people filled out social security numbers, other people did not. Just a lot of inconsistencies. So the confidence that was lost that day in our voting system in Virginia Beach was huge. I still hear people asking questions, and what do we do to resolve that? How are we going to make sure on the morning of November 3rd we don't show up at the polls and we open those computers and we still can't vote and people are turned away? So a large problem with voter confidence. Even just thinking of my own election back in November, and I was one of the people that won, not by a large majority. So, and some of the things, we waited for hours and hours for some of those districts to turn in their polling numbers. So I think there's a lot of inconsistency. I think we missed the nitty-gritty problem is at the ground level, the oversight and accountability for our registrars. What can we do to help train those people to make sure that the whole election process runs smoothly? I too have doubts about the drop boxes and the security of drop boxes and whatnot, but I think we're really missing the root of the problem, which is how to make our elections more secure, restore voter confidence in our elections. I think that's a huge part of the problem. I also worry about our nursing homes and our homebound. I don't know what happens there. I wonder about that. Is it staff collecting ballots now that families are not allowed in? And so perhaps going forward we can address some of the things that we've discussed, because I think we've highlighted here a lot of just the inconsistencies and places where voters are struggling and now no longer confident in our election process, which I think is a sad statement. Thank you.
Thank the